What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing okay. This is Car Talk episode 4. Now, in today's episode, I wanted to talk about the importance of taking it easy, but not too easy. Now, look, there are a lot of guys who get onto self-improvement and start making some great changes in their life. Their physique is the best it's ever been. Their work ethic is the best it's ever been. Their financial side of things is better than it ever has been. Relationships, friendships, reading, all these positive habits, etc. Fantastic. However, normally it gets to a certain point where guys start to burn out because they've dived so heavily into self-improvement and they've gone at 100 miles per hour without breaking once. Well, they get to the point where they are burning out. They're burning out. They've used up too much of their energy too quickly. They've not had enough balance within their routine and they burn out. And their productivity goes from here all the way to here. Now, this is a common mistake. It is important to work hard. It is important to fully apply yourself to anything and everything that you do within sensible boundaries, right? But if you work too hard and you push yourself too far, there will come a point where you cannot sustain that energy. And although you had good intentions to work hard and achieve great things, doing too much can actually have the opposite effect. And you'll find yourself in a worse position that you would have found yourself if you had just worked hard but found a little bit of balance in the interim. Because when you work hard but you do it sensibly, you enable yourself to go for a longer period of time, more consistently. I speak to a lot of guys who tell me that they're going to the gym 6 days a week. They said, I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying the gym. I'm really enjoying getting into it. And it's going really well. And I'm always really happy to hear that. But generally the trend is that when I speak to them a month or two later, they've stopped going to the gym. And they've stopped going because they gave it so much for the first couple of months and burnt themselves out to the point where they didn't have the energy or the motivation to go again. They probably weren't seeing the progress that they would have wanted to see because their muscles didn't have enough time to recover because there wasn't enough space between their workouts. But because they didn't go about it that way, they don't know that. And they just think it's not working for them, so they give up. You ask me how many times I go to the gym on a weekly basis, I'll say to you at maximum it's 4. Now, for some people that's a little low, maybe they want to go 5. I'd say 5 for me is a little high. Anywhere between sort of 3 and 5, I'm okay. 4 for me is perfect because it gives me the proper time to rest within the week. I do long days at work. I come home. I make content. I read. I try and cook healthy food. You know, if I go to the gym every day, I'm going to be exhausted. So for me, I try and go 4 days a week. And I'm happy with that. If I go 3 days a week, I'm still happy. It's not amazing, but it's a lot better than nothing, right? But in my life, I have implemented balance, or at least I try to in a lot of different things. It doesn't always work, and there's still times that I get burnt out. And I have to say to myself, I'm going to take a few days. But as important as it is, guys, to make progress and really push yourself and grow quickly, you actually will make less progress by pushing too hard too quickly than you would be working hard but finding some time to rest. As I said to you, a lot of guys, they have a lot of go at the first moment. They have a lot of energy. They go 100 miles per hour, anything and everything that they do, but they can't sustain it. You must go, You must make strides to grow. You must achieve good things. You've got to work hard. But don't work so hard that you knock yourself out the next round. This game doesn't stop. It keeps going forever. The work doesn't end, so you must be smart about how you do work. Don't just start a 20-mile race by sprinting for the first mile and then losing your energy and being overtaken by people who probably aren't as fit as you, probably aren't as talented as you, but they're smarter than you. So this is the thing. And I mean, look, on the other side of the fence are the people that say, yes, be balanced and find time to rest, but really they rest too much. They rest too much and they don't work hard enough. And that's another problem entirely. I'm a big advocate of rest, but I'm also an advocate of working hard. Real hard work, deep work, getting the stuff done that you don't want to get done. You know, hard work is not doing convenient stuff all the time. Sometimes it's getting that video done when you don't have the energy to do so. Sometimes it's getting to the gym when you really don't want to, or going for the run, or reading the book that you're done with. You don't want to read chapter 7, but you're getting it done. Because you know in the long run it's better for you. You know in the long run you're going to grow from doing this work. So find some balance. Don't be working so hard that it's compromising lots of areas of your life and you're going to burn out. But then at the same time, don't be one of those guys who just prioritizes rest to the point where he doesn't actually work anymore. Sometimes I have found it quite difficult to find balance. I'm either here or I'm there. But the times where I've felt the very best in my life are times where I have found a balance in the middle. When you are working really, really hard and not resting at all, it's tough. You'll burn out. But when you're slacking and not putting in the work that you know you need to, it's mentally tough because you feel like a fraud. You feel like there's stuff that you should be doing that you're not doing. Your confidence goes down. So instead of choosing one side or the other, find a nice little slot in the middle. Find a nice little slot in the middle whereby you're working hard, but you're also resting. You're going to work, you're getting everything done, you're clocking in and out at the appropriate times, but within that window, working really hard, and then afterwards, working on your side hustle, but then finding time for your family, finding time for relaxation, finding time to watch a goofy TV show, or read a book relaxed, or listen to a podcast, or whatever it is. You know, we've all got those guilty pleasures where there's no self-improvement benefit to it. I love the WWE. I sit there and watch wrestling like a child sometimes. It's John Cena's retirement year. I've been watching almost every show because I know that even though I could be on paper working on the side hustle and doing this particular self-improvement hobby or that particular hobby, there are times where you need to just do nothing. You need to just relax and enjoy yourself and allow your brain to refill on that precious energy. Not every single minute of your life needs to be this intense battle, because the guys that do that normally burn out. And they actually have worse results than people that find a bit of balance. It's important to work hard, but don't work so hard that you cannot sustain the workload. Find balance. And on the other hand, don't relax so much that you forget about the work that needs to get done. Find something in the middle, guys. Look, I hope you took some value from this video today. If you did take some value from this video, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel for much more from me, and comment your thoughts down below. I'd be really pleased to hear what you've got to say. And look, if you did take some value from this video today, please consider sharing it with a friend. You know, if you took some value, maybe they will as well. Look, guys, I appreciate your time and attention. I'll see you in the next one.